Everyone dreams of success. Some believe it belongs only to the rich, the educated, or the lucky. But life has a strange way of proving us wrong. This is the story of a poor man. A man who had nothing, yet discovered the true secret of success. His journey will teach you lessons that no book, no teacher, and no shortcut can ever give. The Boy with Empty Pockets. In a small, dusty village surrounded by barren fields, lived a boy named Ravi. He was the son of a farmer who owned no land. His father worked in others' fields for daily wages, and his mother rolled beedies late at night to feed the family. Ravi grew up seeing hunger more often than full meals. He wore torn clothes to school, carried books older than him, and sometimes walked barefoot when his slippers broke. Yet, he had a dream. While his friends talked about food, toys, or cricket matches, Ravi's eyes always sparkled when he saw people from the city coming in their jeeps, wearing neat clothes, speaking English, and living with confidence. One night, Ravi asked his father, "Why are we poor? Can't we also live like them?" His father sighed, "Son, some are born lucky. We are born to struggle." But Ravi refused to believe it. Deep inside, he thought, "No, my life cannot end in poverty. I will find the way out, the first failure." At 15, Ravi dropped out of school because his family couldn't afford the fees. He started working at a tea stall in the nearby town. Day after day, he washed cups, served customers, and cleaned tables. He earned just enough to bring food home. Yet, while others laughed and wasted time, Ravi used every free minute to observe. He noticed how businessmen discussed deals, how clerks handled money, how customers demanded respect. He couldn't understand everything, but he listened carefully. One day, a kind customer noticed him. "You are sharp, boy. Why don't you study further?" Ravi smiled bitterly. "Sir, books are expensive. Life teaches me for free." Encouraged, Ravi decided to save money for a small business. After 2 years of serving tea, he borrowed a little and started a small fruit cart. At first, people mocked him. From tea boy to fruit seller. What's the difference? But Ravi ignored them. He worked from dawn till night, shouting offers, carrying baskets heavier than his body. Yet, within months, heavy rains destroyed his cart. The fruits rotted, and the moneylender demanded repayment. Ravi lost everything. That night, sitting under the broken streetlight, he cried, "Maybe my father was right. Maybe we are born to suffer." But then a thought struck him. If one cart can fail, I can build another. If I fail again, I can rise again. Failure is not my end. It's my teacher. The turning point, Ravi worked odd jobs again, saved every coin, and restarted. This time, instead of selling just fruits, he added vegetables. He spoke politely to customers, gave children free candies, and slowly built trust. He had no formal education, but he observed everything like a student. He noticed which items sold fast. He learned bargaining tricks. He built good relations with suppliers. Within 3 years, he saved enough to rent a small shop. But success is never straight. Competitors grew jealous, some spread rumors, and a bigger shop opened across the street. Once again, Ravi's sales dropped. That night, instead of crying, Ravi asked himself, "What makes people go to that bigger shop and not mine?" The answer was clear. They had variety, cleanliness, and better display. So Ravi cleaned his shop, arranged products neatly, painted the walls bright yellow, and greeted every customer with a smile. Soon people returned, not because his shop was big, but because his service had heart, the fire inside. By 25, Ravi was earning decently. He was no longer starving, but he remembered his childhood hunger. He didn't want money only for survival. He wanted to change his destiny. He read secondhand books about business, success, and self-improvement. He couldn't understand every English word, but he learned the essence. Success belongs to those who never give up. He expanded into wholesale. He traveled to the city, bargained hard, carried goods himself, and supplied to small vendors. He was still poor compared to the rich, but his vision was growing bigger than his village. One evening, he returned late and saw his mother waiting at the door. She held his hand and said, "Son, you have already given us more than we dreamed. But promise me one thing. Never let money make you arrogant." "Remember your roots," Ravi nodded. Those words became his guiding light. The breakthrough. At 30, Ravi took the boldest step of his life. With all his savings, he opened a small supermarket in the nearby town. Everyone laughed. A poor man running a supermarket? Impossible, but Ravi believed. He worked 16 hours a day, kept prices low, treated customers like family, and reinvested every profit. The same people who once mocked him now stood in line at his shop. Years passed. Ravi's supermarket became a chain. He employed hundreds of workers, the same kind of poor people he once worked with. He paid them fairly, gave them respect, and often reminded them, "I was once where you are." Never lose hope, the secret of success. When Ravi was invited to a local school as a chief guest, students asked him, "Sir, what is the secret of success? How did a poor boy like you build all this?" Ravi smiled. He looked at the children and said, "Success is not a secret written in books. It is a fire inside you. The day you want success as badly as a drowning man wants air, you will find a way. I was poor, I was mocked, I failed many times, but I never gave up. That is the secret. Burning desire, hard work, and never forgetting your values." The children clapped, teachers admired him, and his story spread beyond the town. Legacy of hope. Ravi never forgot his promise to his mother. He built schools for poor children, started scholarships, and gave jobs to the unemployed. People called him rich, but he always said, "I am not rich because of money. I am rich because I know what it feels like to rise from nothing." His life became proof that poverty is not a prison. It is only the beginning of a journey, if one dares to dream.